Hey, what's up, Landon? This is a quick demo video for you for your Crimson Dawn OWK. So wrap this up today. This was almost an all-day project for me. There's a lot of stuff going on in this guy that I've actually never done before, and so I wanted to go through it with you. It's installed with a CFX NeoPixel. You've got CCSabers LEDs in there. One thing about this Crimson Dawn saber, it's got plenty of blade depth. So that was nice, right? Even if it takes away from the accuracy just a hair, it is nice to see a thin neck have the amount of blade depth that you need to hold a blade securely. You've got pretty much 5 holes in this emitter. You've got 4 that wrap around the top here for different blade retentions. I only used 1. I went through and I retapped one for an 8/32 and I put a set screw in there. One's all you need. I didn't want to tap through the rest. It's a steel emitter, kind of hard on my tap. I was real nervous doing that one, like I was going to break it. So I just left it at that, but you only need the one. And then you've got another hole here that's drilled and tapped to hold the PCB. I did hold the PCB holder in there with a little bit of adhesive, and I chose not to use this because I went with a very small PCB holder that this hole actually is a bit higher than my PCB holder. So if I had put a grub screw in there to hold the holder, it would have actually been interfering with these pins in here. So that's what I did there. Although it does unscrew from here, you don't want to do that. As a matter of fact, I've tightened it up pretty tight with my hands to make sure that you don't. Your battery is located, mostly there's a chassis in here that goes from my thumb to my finger. It's exactly 4 inches long. And that chassis holds everything to include your battery. I think your battery might stick out about this far from the board or from the chassis, and then I use the rest of this neck for some wire management. But you don't want to unscrew it here. What you want to do is you want to unscrew this guy right here. So we'll take this off. What we've got in here is a 24mm bass speaker from CFX, but I bought the speaker from Saber Bay, from Justin over at Saber Bay. I buy a lot of stuff from him, actually. He's a good dude. But I got that speaker from him. I got this speaker PCB from him. It's a 2-part, so you've got that PCB system here. It lines up with these 2 pins. And I made a holder for that speaker, and obviously it stays in this guy. It's a very snug fit. I wanted to make sure it wouldn't rattle around or accidentally fall out of here for you. So it's pressed in there pretty tight. And that's just, you consider this one piece, right? And then you got over here, this is what I've never done before. I had to put a whole lot of stuff in here to make sure you have everything you needed. I did not go with the original recharge port that I thought I'd go with. I went with a 1.5mm, that's this guy right here. So when you buy a recharge port from, or if you buy a charger from Custom Saber Shop or wherever you get it, you're gonna wanna buy an adapter for it. This is a 1.5mm adapter. So you plug your regular charger into there, and then it brings it down to a 1.5mm for you. And you can plug it in, and that's how you charge this guy. I needed that small guy to make sure I got everything in here. So you can see your CFX board is in there. What you may not see good on the camera is there is easy access to your SD card up top. I've popped it in and out several times with a pair of tweezers, so you can get to it very easily. Then you've got your micro USB right there for your card, or for your soundboard in case you want to use the Rice program. That's easily accessible. Recharge port right here, and then you've got a kill switch right here also. Did not go with a kill key for a 1.5mm recharge port for a few reasons. One, it's kind of small, so I didn't want it to break. Number 2 is I needed everything that you see here, I needed on the same plane. So you know, when I poke it out this way, maybe up against my shirt right there, the only thing sticking out from here is those 2 pins that engage the speaker. And those actually are on a spring system, and those push in as you're screwing your speaker in. If you were to put a kill key in here that would be sticking out, then you wouldn't be able to put your speaker all the way on. So kill key's out on this guy, right? So instead of putting a kill key, we put a kill switch. So to turn the saber on, you just come in here with your finger and you flip that kill switch. You can see the light come on your board. But obviously we're not going to hear anything because we don't have our speaker in. So flip that kill switch, screw this pommel on. All the way, just like that. It's a 2-button setup. So your front button over here, that's your activation. Your LEDs are lighting up like they should. Good smooth swing. Your back button here, that is your auxiliary. So we hold it down for blade lock up. And we turn it off. So I've got a full length blade. We're gonna go ahead and throw a full length blade in this guy to test it out. When you're putting your blade in here, you don't need to go cramming it in. You know, put it in nice and secure, but when you feel it stop, stop. You don't want to damage the LEDs if you can get away with it. So, full length blade. And we tap our auxiliary for blaster deflex. You can see those on the blade. You can go slow, or you could go fast. Or we hold it down for blade lockup. Just like that. Now when you have the Saber on, it's green obviously right now, and it's a solid green. If you want to change the color while the blade is on, hold down your auxiliary and twist your wrist, you'll hear this. Spectrum. Now you can twist the hilt, and every time you hear it click, it's a different blade color. So if we wanted to take this to a blue, we'll just circle around till we find blue and then tap a button. You can tap either button and then turn it off. Now normally with a removable battery, if you were to change that blade color and then take the battery out, you're basically doing a hard reset on the board. But with the static battery and everything that you've got on, even, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So with this setup, when you pick a color, it's gonna stay that color with the sound font. That's what I meant to say, right? Blue. Just like that. Now, it's a solid color. If you don't want the solid blade effect, I gave you a lot to choose from. So to get a different effect, what we'll do is we'll hold down the aux and twist our wrist again, but then we'll keep the button held down. Keep holding it. Blade profiles. Now again, you can twist the Saber, and every time you hear it click, it's a different blade effect. Some of them are more subtle than others. It's just a light flicker there. A little something going on here. White blade. We'll go through a few. We'll pick one that's got a slight flicker to it. So when you find one you like, just tap a button, either one. You hear that sound. Now, when we turn it back on, we've got a blue blade with a slight flicker. It says sound energy critical because this battery needs to be charged. So I'm probably going to throw it on the charger for a while after this video instead of packing it right up. But I will have the Saber out to you in the mail tomorrow. But that's pretty much your, that's pretty much your blade. Now, in a lot of the aftermarket sound fonts that you buy will probably have soundtracks, and to get to those, you just double tap the activation. Now, while that's playing, you can activate the Saber. Do anything you want when the soundtrack's playing. To turn it off, just double click the activation again. Just like that. Now, to get to a different sound font, what you want to do is just hold down the auxiliary when the blade is off. Now we can cycle up or down with either button, but we're at the beginning, so we're going to use the auxiliary. And you can cycle through the whole menu like that, but when you find one you like, hold the button down. I believe this is Jesse Kirkbride's Little Green Friend font. There's a lot of times I put some fonts on here just so that I can demo what the possibility is on your saber. So this will say sound energy critical.
Energy critical.
Green for Yoda. Flash on clash. Right. Blade lock up. Off. Just like that. I'm going to take this blade out real quick and then we'll just go through turning it off. Very easy to do, just like we turned it on. So we'll take this back off. Comes right off. Speaker stays in. Come over here to your kill switch. Turn it off, just like that. And that is pretty much everything on this saber. So if you got any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll give this a little bit of a charge for you. Don't forget to pick up your adapter, 1.5 millimeter adapter, and then get this out and mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.